Doing it.
I think we're live.
We are
There's
very
like
much live.
there's a piece of hair that just won't. Okay, that's fine. Nobody cares about the hair.
I'm a
Well, now they're
maybe
gonna now
next
they're gonna
time.
focus on it, but it's fine.
Next time, I think I'll just wear a suit or something just to be more professional. So
Do
I'll do the.
podcasters wear suits?
I
Is
don't,
that
I
a
don't know
thing?
what our vibe is. You do? Are we going to be like very professional? Because I didn't even think about that. Because I know usually when you do like a brief, are we supposed to be like semi professional? This will be casual. I'm not supposed to wear a suit. Like
Listen, I'm going hoodie. I think that if we really want to like talk about conspiracy theories, do we really want to look like we're in a suit? Because that that just makes it worse.
you're right. You're right. Is it?
I'm just saying.
I mean, what was your inspiration for like how you wanted to get ready? Like, what podcasters were you listening to?
Um, I mean, I'm a Crime Junkies fan. So I'm always thinking oversized sweatshirt and, just chilling out. I also, and I want to make this very clear because I'm going to say this and it's going to sound like a bandwagoning situation. But I do listen to New Heights and I listened to New Heights pre Taylor Swift.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's just real casual, right? So I think that that's the fun of a podcast is we're just kind of shooting the shit. Wait, are we cussing? What are we doing?
Well, not. I guess we lost that PG-13 license just a second ago,
Well,
so I guess that's fine. I mean,
okay.
my parents don't know that I cuss, so I don't. Out of
Oh my
respect
God.
for, so it okay. The backstory is my dad and my mom don't cuss, and we grew up in a household where they didn't really cuss. But as my dad gets older, he lets things slip every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically have grown up having to like code switch between when I'm in the I guess vicinity with my parents, I'll try not to cuss, and then my family will look at me like, "Why are you speaking like you on like the Nickelodeon?" I'm just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's just the way I grew up." But then when I'm outside of that like environment, then I'm just like fuck this and shit this, and so yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we just upped it to NC-17 now.
Well, in today's current climate, I think that a what the fuck is absolutely suitable, a suitable
Exactly.
response for what's going on. So yeah, I think that because it's a podcast, right? It's supposed to be a conversation, and so
Mhm.
if we show up in suits, it kind of sets a stuffy tone for us.
Well, I guess next time. Oh, we'll play with it. I mean, this is episode
Yeah.
0, so I guess episode 1 I'll wear a suit, and if the viewership goes up or down, then I'll kind of go from there.
Got it.
But I guess this is the introduction. So, welcome, audience. Welcome to the Two
Hello.
Texas Teas podcast. I am Don, and this is co-host Lawson,
Yes, Lawson.
and we are here to give you insights about what's going on in Central Texas, whether it be government, technology, business, family, or it used to be cheese made, but now it's allegations of things that might be going on. So I hope I've done a cover. This episode is more of like a episode 0, kind of like teaser. It's raw, it's uncut. We're not really polishing this up at the moment. We have 2 weeks, 3 weeks for that. And maybe the next episode we'll film it in KSAT studio and then everything will look nicer. But for right now, everything is going to be kind of like, is this just a conversation? And why is there a bed in this man's background? Well, I'll fix anything. Um, anything you want to add?
I just want to note that all my setup right now was links given to me by Don was just like, please just order this and you'll be good. And the fact that I look more like the podcaster than he
Wow.
does, it's such a flex, but all kudos to you for setting this up. But yeah, I'm excited. I think that allegedly was definitely one of the most used words last year because there were plenty of allegations in the political world, and I don't see that momentum stopping anytime soon. So I am really looking forward to just having some candid discussions, a lot of unfiltered thoughts about what's going on and predictions of what we think is going to happen, and hoping, just to find our audience who's interested in all the chaos, just like we are.
I think we do both have like in our personal circles, people have been looking forward to the podcast, and they're like, "When are you going to launch?"
Yeah.
And I guess for backstories, like we were supposed to have launched like in November, and then that went to December. Then I was like, nobody's really going to listen to a podcast over Christmas break, and now we're here.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. This conversation started
Oh
what,
yeah, well,
like
that's true.
2 years ago, where it
Yeah.
was just one of those like, we should talk about things, that we hear on Reddit, or we should like really have a conversation about this because we are part of a group chat that sometimes goes off the hinges into conspiracy theories or, allegations that we're hearing on the news and what's fact and what's not, and just all the chaos, right? And Don and I met during the pandemic, and so we through a book club and have trauma bonded through that since then. And so this has been something that has been definitely a conversation for him and I for a while. And so now it's just really nice to see the activities actually make it out of the chat.
Hey, next year's the Met Gala. Just watch out.
Hey,
Right.
one
First
step
of
at
all,
a
this
time,
is
man.
pure Gucci. I'm doing quiet. What do rich people do? Quiet fashion. That's what I'm doing right now. So
Yes.
this is actually like a Tom Ford shirt underneath a Gucci jacket, as nobody can tell. But I mean, I'll
Incredible.
segue into our first sponsor break. We want to thank our sponsors, Nobody, for sponsoring this first half of the segment. That is because in episode 0, we don't have any sponsors at the moment. But we do have a laundry list of people we would like to sponsor our podcast. Do you have anybody in mind?
I don't know, man. I mean, we are two Texas teas, and today I am drinking tea from the one and only Bill Miller. So, I mean, if they want to give a couple dollars to just a girl
Exactly.
over here drinking their tea,
Exactly. We can easily drink tea on the podcast. I mean, just
100%.
you know how they do in football press conferences where they just have like a bottle on the counter.
Literally, Celsius is right there, just chilling.
Exactly.
So,
I personally would want, as you know, Fred's Fish Fry as one of my
yes, a
favorite
San Antonio staple.
San Antonio staple. Who else would be a very good? I mean, Nike, obviously. I don't know.
Dell, they're based in Austin.
There you go. Dell is based in Austin.
They're looking for tax write-offs right now. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I mean, I guess we can Tesla. If they want to give us
There you
a
go.
Model 3 to drive around, like that would be really helpful as well. Just there's so many opportunities right now because we don't have any of our slots filled right now. So if you are a business and you're like, how can I get more people to my business and more customers? Two Texas Teas is here for you. So just let us know. You give us a call. You can send us an email. I'll link all that in the show notes, and we can go from there. I guess our next segment, and our segues, we'll work on those. We'll work on those next time. But our next segment is Texas 2025 year in review. So happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy January. We're recording this a little bit early before we launch, obviously, but I guess if there are any two stories that really highlight something major that happened, I guess last year for you, what's your first one?
I mean, let's talk about it. It was election year, right?
It was.
And especially here in San Antonio, we have a new city council, a new mayor, and there's been lots of changes. So it's been interesting to see some of the growing pains and the muscle spasms that are happening right now at City Hall, and just kind of the challenges that are taking place right now. And just it's some days are more of a dumpster fire than other days. So there's definitely been a lot of change there, and I think that's something to really highlight. And then also at the state level, we're seeing a lot more of an echo of things that we're seeing at the federal level happen at the state level. And ICE has been has meant a lot more than just what's in my teacup. And so it's really just trying to combat a lot of the false information that is being put out there, the distrust in mainstream media. I think that a big thing that I saw happening was the surrounding of support for our free press and free media. PBS, like go help Elmo out real quick, and Clifford the Big Red Dog, because I mean these are the ones that are getting attacked right now, and it was just we are in such a weird time right now. What fell?
I have a
My
Bluetooth.
brain sidetracked.
My bad. I have a Bluetooth speaker that I moved. So this is another issue of the first episode. We'll get the desk situation set up.
I think that it's just discomfort. There's been a lot of challenges, and it's tough to be a woman and a brown woman right now, and it's even more difficult. I have a son, raising him in this current climate and trying to find faith in humanity where humanity is. And so I think that was a lot of what 2025 was just trying to find the silver linings and things, because it was an exhausting year. It felt like 12 years in one. Like I was looking back at like from January to like December and the many lives that I lived in that year. It feels insane, but I'm guarantee it. Like I have more gray hairs now from this one year than I did from the years previous. So yeah, there you go.
Ditto the elections that have taken place in Central Texas and the state in general. One, I guess, side/funny story that kind of happened in Austin. Austin did decide to rebrand, and they paid millions of dollars to change the logo. I don't know if you're familiar with this. And when they came out, it was like immediately, this is like one of the worst logos that I've ever seen ever. People across the board were hating on it, and I even changed it to my X/Twitter profile because I thought it was hilarious. And then then I read about how much money went into hiring a design firm and actually getting a new logo. And I was like, in the day and age of like, I don't know, like AI, like I'm pretty sure you could have just hired anybody off the street and be like, hey, sir, ma'am, would you like to redo our logo and give us like a fresh understanding of what Austin is like? And you would have saved millions of dollars on that. And then even on top of that, I had an idea. I was like, maybe if the city of San Antonio one day wants to rebrand, or Houston or Dallas, and maybe they should just open it up like to, I would say elementary schools or middle schools, allow them to redraw a logo and then just source it from that way. Just bring the community into it. So that was pretty funny. Outside of that, I guess, one of the biggest things is the election. I guess my perspective on it is, and we'll kind of deep dive into like who we are next. But thanks to you, I got a lot of insight into how elections go, specifically in San Antonio. And I have cherished that experience quite often. And I tell my family that's all over the country, all over the world, like, oh yeah, I helped a friend run a campaign, and it was fun. There's a lot of hot days. A lot of weird people
Shade
walking
inequity
around the neighborhood. Yeah, exactly. The most dangerous thing that happened to me is that I was I forget what neighborhood, but I was walking and I was block walking, which is the necessary, like you have to do it. And I know it's like one of those jobs that you have to do in the campaign. So anytime I'm helping someone run for something, I'm like, let me just do the hard job because that is the job that is necessary. But a dog came out of a corner somewhere. I don't know whose dog it was. I didn't really see a collar, I should say. And I was looking at it and I was like, so this be the day, huh? I just helping out my friend get elected and I'm going to get bit.
Yes. COD, dog bite.
I felt, exactly. And I felt like, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio in the Resident, when he's attacked by the bear.
Yes.
I was like, oh, here we go.
Oh, God.
And then another dog came out of a corner. And I was like, oh, so this is a pack, huh? So I don't know what you do when you know you're about to get attacked by a dog. So I basically like slowed down my walk because I didn't want to feel like I was running. And I turned to face it, and the dog just started barking at me, but it didn't move. So neither one of us were moving. I had all your like documents in my arm, and then I had my key as the only weapon that I had. And I was like, all right, like I haven't been attacked by a dog since I was like 10 years old in Columbus, Ohio. But again, here be the day. But luckily, some other like guy came out of his house going into his car, and I guess the dogs were distracted, and they kind of left. And I was like, so, no sweat. It was exciting.
Yeah.
But,
I swear I used my mom voice in both English and Spanish a lot more to tell the dogs to go away than I did anything else, because I would be like, hey, I don't think so. Go back. And they would just like leave. And I'm like, all right. And some guy was actually watching me do that. He was like, that's impressive. I'm like, I'm not going to let this big old German Shepherd try to like one up me. It's like, man, I can put you back in your place.
Exactly.
But
I mean, at the end of the day,
dogs are a problem locally. And so All fun and games aside, I'm glad you're safe and did not get mauled or taken out in the jugular, because that is that was a possibility.
I mean,
It is the grunt work for sure.
I would have finished the route, but if you had seen me, I would have had like slashes on my shirt, and then it had been like, "What happened to you?" Hey, this is how much I love the city, yo. I will
The
fight a dog to
commitment.
get these
I love
constituents to
it.
get out here and vote. So I guess run up for our second sponsor break. So our second sponsor is again nobody, because it's primarily our fault. Like, we have to reach out to sponsors. We got to come up with like a pitch deck or a slide deck and reach out to individuals.
Yes.
But I guess we will say in this second one that we do have a merchandise store, and our store link is in the show notes below. But it's basically a Shopify store with two Texas T's as the first half of the domain. We're selling T-shirts, inaugural T-shirts. We do have a subscription service coming called Texas Black Gold, and we will have a lot more things in the pipeline. So if you're interested, just go to our website, which is 2texastees.com, and then you can see everything that we have to offer in the website. But on top of that, I mean, we would like to be sponsored by, I don't know, ChatGPT. They got Claude out here.
I mean,
HP's in Houston. Like, what's going on? Like,
small businesses, it's a
there you
tough
go.
time for them, but let's give them a shout out and give them some space. So I know we have, as Don mentioned, we will put together a deck. Let's remind ourselves that this has taken several years to get out of the chat, so we are slow rolling this, but eventually we will have an opportunity for some ad sponsors, and would definitely love to see some small businesses as well as some major companies come out here and help get this off the ground.
I like that idea. Just like target small businesses first. I mean,
Yeah.
let them know that this is an opportunity. I mean, the corporations are nice as
Yes.
well, but doing stuff for the community. I think we're both very community oriented, civic
Absolutely.
engagement individuals. So more power to them. So the next segment is our introductions. So if you would like to go first and tell everybody about your backstory,
Yeah.
the Star Wars scroll
I
will.
The Star Wars scroll. I mean, Don knows this. I am a ridiculous Star Wars nerd. Hence why that comes up. In fact, my son's name is Luke, and depending on the audience, it's either biblical or imperial, depending on that, but definitely more imperial. But my name is Lawson, and I am a Texas girl. I was raised in South Texas. I was born in El Paso. And I've lived in San Antonio for almost 15 years now, and this is home. This is where my family's at, and I have been actively involved in politics my entire life. I was born into a political family, and it's something that's just in my DNA to run towards fires, not away from them, to help people when they need it. And that did lead me to run for office for city council, and prior to that, county commissioner. And it was a great opportunity, a great experience to really talk to the community. And while the results were not what I would have liked them to be, it definitely proved to me that the work that needs to be done is still there, and that we do need to hold our elected officials accountable to prioritizing that work. And it doesn't take an elected role to be active and engaged and to keep doing the things that matter most. So, for me, and really being excited about this opportunity is to really just shed light on some of the things that are going on in this realm, and how it does impact you, and just understanding that it was also sobering to realize how many people don't keep up with what's going on in politics, because I think that we're just all tired of it. It's become exhausting. But those in charge, especially at local levels, they're the ones that are making decisions that have an immediate impact on us. And it's been like I said, it's been an interesting year. And so we're getting into year two of new transitions, and it's going to be exciting. But having lived in Texas my entire life and grew up in a rural community now, and the city of San Antonio, and just kind of seeing the shift of things. I lived in Houston for a stunt. I've lived in every major city in Texas except for Dallas, and it's been really interesting to just have experienced the different demographics of these major metro cities, and understanding how at the root of everything, community is at the forefront. And so I'm excited to kind of explore that and give kind of my POV on things based on my own lived experiences.
Excellent, excellent. So, unfortunately, I am not from Texas, but as I have told many people when I first got here, I had my expectations on how Texas was. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. I am a Buckeye, so if anybody is upset, I'm sorry about that. I know
It's
we're
okay. We
very
don't hold it
obnoxious.
against him. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like being obnoxious, but I moved to Texas more than I don't know. I don't want to date myself. Let's say more than 5+ years ago, and I had an expectation. So when I got here, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull up, and there's gonna be like a tumbleweed is gonna come across the street. Somebody's gonna come up to me on the back of a horse and tip their hat and be like, "Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Texas." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get the real like stereotypical like Texas, I guess, introduction." And then I got down here and I moved and immediately got to work on the south side of San Antonio. And what I came to understand is that there are so many like nice and friendly
Mm-hmm.
and smart and just so many like adjectives I can add on the individuals that they basically took me underneath their arm and it was like, "Hey, you're not from here. Let me show you what it feels like to be Texan."
You
And
got the
I
Mevo
was
treatment, is what I'm
Oh, it
hearing.
was amazing. It was amazing. And then, like, literally after like a few months, I was like, why did I not come down here sooner? Like, Texas is amazing. Like, and I'm telling everybody back home, and they're like, wow, we didn't expect like you would be so like, happy about it. And I didn't do much research between like San Antonio, Houston,
Yeah.
or Dallas or Austin. So I only knew San Antonio, and the reason why I came down here was because my older brother is in the Air Force, and after he got out of the Air Force, he retired in San Antonio because he liked it. And he's the first one in our family from Ohio to come down here, and he never left. And then when I was in school in college, he was like, "Hey, Don, like you need to come down here to Texas. Like there's so many jobs, there's so many opportunities down here. You know, you like political science and government, you should come down here." And I did tell him multiple times, like, I don't know, man, like I don't know much about Texas. Like, I don't want to be a cowboy and all this other stuff. Da, 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 da. Like, really, like stereotypical stuff before you get down
Yeah.
here. And then eventually, I was like, all right. One day, I was like, all right, let me just pack up all my things and just see what it's about. And I moved down here. And I think one of the biggest things that I like about Texas, or what I fell in love with it, was number one is that people are just so proud to be from Texas,
Oh, yeah.
and it
We are
just
very
roll
proud.
up very proud, like more proud than like any other state, and it just rubs off on other people. And then after a while, you be like,
We
you know,
put our
fuck yeah,
state as decor in our house on purpose. Like, I don't see any other state do that. It is,
no,
I mean, as a Texan, I understand how obnoxious it is, but do I also have Texas state symbols in my house? Yes, I do.
it's just like it rubs off on you, and the next thing you know,
It
you're like, yeah, I'm
does.
from Texas. So I mean, I had to like assume the role. So whenever I would travel internationally, because I have family all over the place, I would call myself the Texan. So and then they wouldn't understand like why are you so like obnoxious about it. I'm like, look, it is fun to just like shit on every other state and just be like, yeah, I'm from Texas,
For
and that's
sure.
because
You
Texas
yeehaw,
has its
man.
history. Yeehaw
Yep.
for real, like it
Hmm.
has its history. Because of geography, because of its people. Like Texas is obviously we know like one of the most important states in the union. And so I was really proud to be a part of the.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people there, are, like 50 million people, 40 million people, 30 million people that live here,
A
and
lot.
then a lot. And then the other, I guess, major reason why is because everybody around here drives pickup trucks. And my story
Yes.
about that is like before I moved here, I wanted to buy a BMW coupe, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be speeding around. Then I came down here and I was like, why is everyone driving an F-150 and a Toyota Tundra and Chevy
Yeah.
Silverado? And I had never been in one. And then the first day I got into one, I was like, oh my God, this
You
is
get
another
it.
awakening. Like, what have I been doing? Like, why have I not been like, now I understand. So that helped. Went from local government, working for federal government, covering Texas's 23rd congressional district. So I wanted to make it a point because I was not from here to go out and visit in many of these areas when I could. So from San Antonio to Del Rio actually is one of my favorite cities in Texas. So we'll probably talk about the next episode, like because we've been all over. It's weird, but I thought people in San Antonio were nice, but when I went to Del Rio, I was like, y'all, like please, like thank you, you know, just and that's not even my number one city in Texas. That's like number two ish. But I'll and then went all the way to El Paso, went all the way down to Eagle Pass. I actually went to the Valley, and everybody a lot of people in San Antonio will hate on the Valley, and I was like, I love it down here too. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is Charles Barkley is like F Galveston. I was like, this Galveston is amazing. I don't know.
Tell you what.
I just
Being from South Texas, they'll be like, oh, you're from the Valley. I'm like, I'm absolutely not from the Valley. I'm an area code 361, not an area code 956. There is absolutely a difference, and don't get it wrong. They're like, okay, got it. She's a Corpus Christi girl. I'm like, Corpus Christi area, please get that right. So, I mean, it is totally a thing where, I mean, and everybody who has a 361 area code that gets told, oh, you're from the Valley, like, we understand this. It is 100%. It's insulting. And I mean, and I have friends that are from the Valley and I love them dearly, but don't get it twisted. We are two totally different types of breeds of Latina women from there.
see, and then me from the outside looking in, I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. And people are looking at me
This is
like,
incredible.
why are you having so much fun? Like, why do you think everything is good? It's like, I don't know. I'm not going to like shit on my state because I do like Ohio and I do like Buckeyes and I'm always very positive about everywhere. But I guess compared to San Antonio, I mean, I live in North Carolina and in the Triad, Greensboro Triad area, and it's a lot smaller. So I like metropolitan areas. San Antonio might not be the biggest, but again, the people won me over. And then after federal government and exploring the state, I moved to Austin, Texas, where I worked for a few years in a very, well, I'll probably go into this in further detail later.
I'm
on,
like,
but
I
let's
want to
just
hear
say-
you be diplomatic about this one.
Yeah.
Go
Let's
on.
just say that the company was, I heard smoke before I started, and I had known that some things were not like as it was shown or described. And I started working there, and I think one of the reasons why even I took the risk is because I was more interested in going to Austin, because Austin for me, the blend of technology and government is something that I am passionate about. So I guess if we're doing our my Hinge profile, aviation.
You're not fishing. You
Politics.
don't have a fish in your picture. Please tell me no, Don.
I would like to know how to. I mean, last time I went fishing, I was 6. I don't know how to. I don't know how to fish anymore. I mean,
Good.
but
That's fine.
I've always wanted to go Galveston fishing, like deep sea fishing somewhere. I'll catch something. And aviation technology, politics, and so got the job. Was really interested in it. Learned a lot about Austin, Texas. Loved Texas, Austin a lot. I try to be diplomatic about between which one I like better. I will say San Antonio does have better tacos, so I ain't even going to just.
You heard it here, guys.
Just saying, like y'all, Austin is like, let's just experiment with everything, and it's like, all right, this is either really good or who thought of this? Is
Too much. It's too much. If there's not an abuelita in the back making the tortillas homemade, then was it really a taco? No, it wasn't. It was something when there's chai, vegan, and gluten in any of the menu orders before you order it, or there's a spinach versus like a nopal, don't get it. That's fake Mexican food. So San Antonio knows
like
better.
3 tacos for like $25. I just flipped the table.
Ridiculous.
Like, nah, hold on,
Absolutely
man. I'm
not.
going back somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, from those experiences, and then also I'm in grad school at St. Mary's University, which is something that I didn't realize that I was going to do, because that's another story in itself again, because that kind of popped out of nowhere. But I'm happy to share the alumni base with who went to my school. Didn't Senator Cornyn go to my school? Just
St. Mary's,
yeah,
right?
maybe not.
I think so. Ron is a St.
Yes,
Mary's grad. Ron
yes,
Ehrenberg,
that's
the
true.
former mayor of San Antonio.
That is true.
I think Eric Walsh is also a St. Mary's grad, which is our current city manager at San Antonio. As we can tell, a lot of San Antonio leaders or former leaders are some St. Mary grads. So I think Nelson Wolf is a professor there still. So you're in good company.
I'm a rat. Oh yeah, I'm obligated to do
Oh God.
the strike fear to our enemies.
I'm a UIW grad and an Incarnate Word grad, so I'm a Cardinal. So that's the Cardinal sign.
I've never
I know,
seen that before.
Well, now you did. This is go Cardinals.
You catch people off guard when you're looking at them. The game when
Because
when you're little.
And you're like Peckham.
Yeah.
Peckham. Yeah, I don't know. I
What
don't know,
is-
man.
What's
So
UIW's,
they
like,
were the
motto?
Crusaders before that, once upon a long time ago. And apparently the nuns said that was too like aggressive and like violent. So they changed it to the Cardinals because it's kind of punny because there's like in Catholicism they have a cardinal.
Right.
So they're the cardinals. And my husband's a UTSA grad, so I always tell him that I'm the better bird in the house,
Wow.
with him being a road
Wow.
runner and me a cardinal. Just saying.
Just snakes and birds on here. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
ominous tones, but
What's your Hogwarts house? Do you know?
this is where we lose everybody and who might be listening to this or watching this. I'm a Slytherin, fortunately.
Oh no.
I
This
covet
kind of
power.
checks out, honestly. I don't know if people are going to be lost by that. I think it's going to be like, okay, go on. I'm a Ravenclaw, which also
Wow.
checks out because my Star Wars lightsaber color is a purple, which means I
Wow.
could be evil, but I choose to be good and use my evil like abilities for good instead. And that's that also similar to what a Ravenclaw is. It's like we could totally be Slytherin, but we also have like the moral compass of like a Gryffindor. So
I'm looking more into Ravenclaw.
interesting,
Yeah.
Don.
Yeah, my lightsaber is like
Interesting.
blood red. Like it just
Wow.
me and Darth
You're a
Vader be like
Sith.
this. Just it's like, what you doing today? He's like,
Interesting.
oh, tormenting some people. I say, oh, look, me too. So it's crazy
You're
out
like,
here.
wow, this sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
I might
I
have
don't
to
know.
take the test again. I don't
Curious.
know.
I think you
Yeah.
should. I think we need to retest you. So, but yes, good to know what house we are in and what our lightsaber. These are the things people actually want to know. I mean, let's be
Yes.
real.
Yes.
Horoscope signs. I'm a Scorpio, which I mean is everybody's red flag sign in of all the signs.
Wait.
I think Scorpio
Scorpio,
women are better than Scorpio men. I mean, so
Ravenclaw.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm
This
saying. I
is
could be bad.
yeah,
I could be really
yeah.
bad, but I'm not. I use my forces for good.
You're like on
I'm
the
right there,
verge of the
right there.
cliff, and you're just balancing. You're like, no, 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 hold on. I will do my
100%.
yeah. All right, all right. I guess I'm a what is my sign? Is it Aries?
You have not gone on
Yeah,
enough dates if you don't know what your
yeah,
sign is,
yeah.
Mr.
I'm sorry.
Hinge.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have to put it on hold before anybody calls me out. I don't use that all the time. It's just like cuffing season, and then maybe after cuffing season is over and nothing happens, and it's like sunset for the rest of the year, and then I'll just go to the gym and do everything else. But
There you go.
that's why I joined running clubs now and stuff. So
I love that for you.
yeah, yeah. So that's
Endorphins.
my background. We have our last sponsor break. Would you like to do it this time?
All right, we're going to do our last sponsor break. As the other two have made very clear, this episode is sponsored by no one. But we would love to change that by encouraging folks to sponsor and get an ad out here where it will be run on one of our next episodes. And just a good way to plug in, as I mentioned before, small businesses. Great opportunity, affordable opportunity for you to plug in and be a part of something new and inaugural, and have your name associated with us two goofs. So that's what I have to say about that. Don, anything to add?
I mean, there's some other companies that are out there. Nintendo, like I'm looking at my desk.
Dairy
You
Queen,
know, Dairy Queen, Toyota is in
Whataburger.
San Antonio. There we go.
Obviously, you're on the tech side of life, and I'm
Yeah,
over here like, what about our food? I mean,
Bucky's.
Bucky's,
Bucky's do sponsorships.
a
Can I
Quick
just
Trip.
add? When I moved to Texas, Bucky's and Whataburger were strictly Texas like organizations, and
I
I like
know.
to brag to other people outside of the state that y'all don't have Bucky's or Whataburger. And now that Bucky's and Whataburger is like they're going all over the country, it's kind of like diluting. I don't know what to
It's
brag
lost the
about anymore.
flex. It's
Exactly.
lost the flex. Yes. And it's so funny because I remember my husband and I actually went to the Masters 2 years ago, and we were driving up there, and when I saw a Bucky's outside of Texas, I'm like, all right, I gotta go check this out to see if like the shop was the same. And it
Hmm.
was. And I'm like, no, I want it just to be ours.
Ours, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know. Just Bucky's in Virginia it just feels weird. It's like what is
It
this? Y'all
does.
don't even understand. Like y'all so out here just shopping in our store. I should have yelled. Y'all shopping in
Yeah,
our
but
stores.
But I think this goes back to like how snobby Texans are about Texas. Like, put this Texas logo on something. We're like, no, no, no,
No.
you can't have this. This is ours.
I just fear the day that I see a Bill Miller's in New Hampshire. All right,
Oh my God, imagine. But is it going to be like DQ? So like what I learned is that not every Dairy Queen has food in it in other
No.
states. That was like pearl clutching for me. So I didn't realize that like steak fingers are like a Texas specific thing.
Yep.
And then you have to like, it's either a Dairy Queen that's like chill, snack and chill, or it has like like a different like subtitle to it on the like, I'm like, this is, I like was mind blown to like the DQ lore outside of Texas because I mean,
Not even close.
the jingle's like DQ, that's what I like about Texas. And so I'm like going to other cities. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have steak fingers with gravy? And it's like mustard. I don't want honey mustard with my chicken fingers. Like I was just, I like some states do cheese curds instead of like chili cheese fries. It was a whole, I wasn't okay. I was very unwell.
Your experience in Columbus, Ohio, Dairy Queen is like, we sell ice cream, but we shut down in the winter because nobody's going to eat it. And I was like, all right, that's how it is. I know. And then they come down here, and I'm like, what is this whole expanded menu? Is this just one Dairy Queen?
Awful.
Or is this like all the Dairy Queens? And then you go from one Dairy Queen to the next, and you're like, wait a second, there's a whole restaurant down here. And then I write postcards back to my family. Did y'all know there's a different Dairy Queen
the report
down
back
here in Texas? Yeah. And I send it back, and then it's just breaking news.
The best way to know if it's like a legit small town is they have a DQ. And like I will tell you, I grew up in San Diego, Texas, which is a really rural small town. And when we got a Dollar General, that was a super huge deal. And then when we got a Family Dollar, that was like the target of town. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we have like a Family Dollar. But the biggest controversy was we had a Church's fried chicken and a Dairy Queen. And they were like they were right next to each other they shared the same parking lot. Well, then they remodeled and they swapped sides. So then the Dairy Queen was on the opposite where the Church's used to be, and the Church's was where the Dairy Queen was. And I will tell you, people were like not happy with that. And it was like a big controversy for years. Oh man, it was terrible. But these are the things that happen in small towns.
Can y'all believe that they switched locations? Oh no, we need to write the government. This is absolutely
Never again.
Never
it was
again.
Bad. Biggest controversy
Texas.
of my childhood.
Is that what sparked civic engagement? We shall now no longer allow restaurants to swap sides of the street.
Petitions were signed, man. Petitions were signed. Signs were made. It was a thing.
Protested. It's almost as bad as Chick-fil-A in the airport, but that's another topic.
Oh, we don't have enough time for that one. Somebody somewhere in San Antonio is still flipping tables over that. I guarantee it.
Even I was kind of like, I'll tell what my thoughts were on it on another time. But
yeah,
we've gotten to 38 minutes worth of talking. We don't have any more sponsor breaks, so this podcast episode can take one or two ways. Because we're over the time, we'll probably just conclude it, and then maybe next time, one of the sections that we want to have for the audience next is our interview. So we want to be a little different, taking cues from like radio, sports talk shows. We want to allow average people or random people to come on here and talk to us about something that they're really passionate about. So next episode will probably include an interview with a very special guest, and we'll let them talk about who they are themselves, and then they'll go into what they're talking about. But for now, I guess we can kind of conclude the episode. It's been a great inaugural episode 0.
We did it.
We did it. We finally did it after 3 years of planning.
You know what? Let's talk about the fact that your girl's ADHD is always running on 80 tabs. We finally closed some of those tabs and got this one open, so I'm really proud of us.
Thanks to ChatGPT,
Hell yeah.
for you.
The script was absolutely clear. And I love that, like, Don was just like, forewarning, this is a ChatGPT developed script. I'm like, got it. Thanks for the outline.
Yeah, you feel the humor.
Work hard, work smarter, not harder. Yeah.
Exactly. But on that, I guess any call to actions we have is go to our website. Follow us on social media. We
lost you, Don.
I know. It is stable connection.
Episode.
And that is where the internet cut out on us, unfortunately. We're still working out the kinks. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 0 of the 2 Texas Teas podcast. Join us in 2 weeks for episode 1. You can look at our merchandise on our website, learn more about the host on our website, follow us on social media at 2texastees.com. Peace.